Hello everyone, my name is Neil Mystic. Welcome to the second video on how to make a video game. We're going to continue with our modular parts, and I'm going to close this side, not completely, not yet. I'm going to put this back on view, and I have waited on purpose just for you guys. Now in the previous video we ended up with this little thingy right here. Now we're going to unwrap that, but in this case we will need to use some mark some seams. There we go. So now if we unwrap this, you will see, oops, you will see, you unwrap, it will look like this. It's a little bit smaller than these guys, but that's not a big problem because we're going to use a different unwrapping method on, well, a different kind of model on that one. I'm going to use plain models. I'm not going to go in too deep on detailing, but what I could do, I think, yeah, I think this is actually still fine. Okay, so yeah, everything is still fine. No worries here, as you can see. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to make some pretty cool things, like normal maps. Now for the streets we don't need to do that much, but what I am going to do is I'm going to make a little visual representation for our little line. So how I'm going to do that is basically I'm going to go into edit mode, I'm going to select this, and I'm going to do extrude, scale down, and I should use a mirror. So I'm going to use, where is it? Street, no, modifiers, mirror. We're not going to use the mirror, well, we are going to use the mirror for now, but it's just so we can do our line. So I'm going to scale it down twice and drag it in once. Same for this. Extrude, scale it down 3 times apparently, and move it in once. Scale it down 3 times, move it in once, and these lines should all be the same, so oops, scale it in 3 times, move it in once. Now how I'm doing that is I'm using Control for those who don't really know how to do this, and having done that I'm going to do U, unwrap yet again. So you guys can see that everything is unwrapping. Now I do have a little problem apparently right here where, oh yeah, where I still have a line going through all of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select that line. No, you can see it when the line is going all the way. Hold on. I can do edges. No, not going to. Okay, so here I did it. Base. Nope. Just not. I need to use the other one, which is not showing up. So I'll just use these two. Face. Gonna do the same over here. You can see here it gives me no problem. It's just that one. So select all, you, unwrap, and now you can see that it looks nicely. Except at the bottom side apparently. There I have the same problem. So let's have a look. No? Okay. So normally the unwrap should be fine right now. Now I'm going to select these. And I'm going to extrude them again, and I'm going to drag them up just a tiny little bit, not too much, like one little block should be more than enough. There we go, more than enough. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete my mirror, and you can see we got a nice little gap. We still have that line there, which I don't want, so I'm going to delete this line. There. Do we have that line anywhere else? No? Okay. Very good. And I forgot to do one thing. Hold on. So we need to undo this. And what I'm going to do is Shift D, because this is going to be our little normal map line, basically. I'm sorry that I didn't think of it earlier. It's kinda late. I'm kinda tired. We do need to delete these faces. There we go, and that stupid line is there again. Edge. There we go. Now in this case, what I do want to do is I want to add a modifier, and I'm going to add the mirror again. There we go. Just to make it look better what we're about to do. So now I'm going to add in a subdivision surface. You can see that the edges are, excuse me, that over here the edge is not as hard as it should be, and we can fix that by extruding this just a tiny bit. There. So that's extruded, and now we can see we've got some lines showing up here as well. Now I want my lines to be kind of very straight, like that, but I also think that they're way too high. They're way too visible. And that's not what I want. So I'm going to move this down like that. And for starters, I'm going to put a line somewhere in the middle. Of course, this will add to your amount of polys that you're using, but this is the high poly map. And now let's add in our, was it matcap? Yes, I think it's matcap. Wait. Our texture solid. I can't remember which one it was. Ambient occlusion. That's the one that we need. So as you can see, we got our little lines in the middle. Now we can start by making them look a little bit straighter. Like this. Like this. Like that. Like this. There. And there. So you can see there is a line, and most of the time it's probably not going to be this visible, but you do have that little thing where your lines are kind of painted on, and sometimes it is a bigger layer, so this is a good possibility to do. I'm going to put this one right next to it, and I'm going to say that this is street high poly Harry Potter, and this is going to be street, just street 3x, no, 4x4, 4x4. This one is street 2x2, no, 2x4, and this is going to be street 1x4, just to have a little visual representation of what we're doing. And basically this line is going to be as good as identical. It's not going to be completely identical, and it doesn't have to be, as long as it's kinda identical, kinda visible. And from this point on, we are going to add in other things, like at some point we will want to have a stopping line for people to stop. Basically, that's what a stopping line does. It makes people stop, and it's right like at a crossroads where you want people to stop, so you can add in that line, and you can add in triangles and blah 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 blah. If you want to make it realistic, at least. So this one has no modifiers, this one has two modifiers. Next up is going to be this one, the street. I mean, the side of the road. I'm going to do this, 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 and this is a personal preference, by the way. These are going to be the size of my tiles, basically. And I will need to do the same on this one, because even though it's a corner, the tiles will be the same height and the same size. Now I can't do that now, because I'm an idiot. Damn. This idiot's effed up. There we go. I do need to duplicate them first, so that's going to be corner sidewalk underscore corner. This is going to be sidewalk 3x3. Sidewalk 2x3 and sidewalk 1x3. Why are you loading? I have no idea why he was loading, but okay. So we did that. We unwrapped this one, we unwrapped this one, which we shouldn't have done. And on this one, we can now do this little thingy. There we go. Same here. Gonna do this because it's faster. And now the little annoying part starts. And why am I saying annoying part? Because trust me, it is an annoying part. What we are going to do is we're going to take ourselves some cubes, and we're going to make sure that these cubes give us a little bit of a representation that there's going to be, well, street bricks, basically. What you could also do is you can take one, Shift D, drag it down. Same with this, you can drag the pieces you want, Shift D, drag them down, and then you can actually delete everything else. So you shouldn't have done all that trouble. I'm sorry, guys, but I think that this is easier. So let me delete this. I don't want you guys to do too much work for no good reason. I'm going to drag this up so it's closer. One more. There we go. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to give the representation of having some bricks on the street. I'm going to scale this down like a tiny little bit, not too much. Tiny little bit. And I'm going to add in, of course, the subdivision surface again. Gonna up the view. You can see it isn't a cube. Then again, the same thing. Just put lines wherever you want the lines to be. Just make it look like it's a tile. And of course, this is going to be a soft surface tile. You can also make a hard surface tile if you want to. I'm going to select all of this. And this is where I made another mistake. You could use the, what's it called? The array modifier, but seeing that I put this one on there as well, I can't really do that, so I need to do it like this. There we go. And there we go. There we go. We're almost through. There we go. So now we need to do the same for this one. But for this one, I do want to have the... No, I still need to unwrap scale this up and scale this out. What I'm going to do for this is, again, scale this up. And this time, I'm not going to scale it out yet. There we go. I am going to delete these 4 faces. These 4. And I am going to put some triangles here. There we go. So we get something like this. Again, make sure that you get some corners in, but first I almost forgot, I need to select these lines and just drag them out like a tiny little bit, not too much, and then drag the corners out. I know this is very very detailed work, but it makes your model look a lot nicer. Gonna do the same over here and the same over here. Maybe it's not a bad idea that I do the same here. There we go. So that's going to be our corner, as you guys can see. Okay, so I can take this one now. Like that. Shift D and Shift D. Now as you can see, that looks like a sidewalk. Like a nice and clean sidewalk. That's perfect. That's exactly what we needed. But for unwrapping, we will need to do one more thing, and we'll have to do the same on this one. In a very fast time lapse, I'm going to do the same for this one, because it's basically the same as what we just did. There's nothing special about it, so I'm pretty sure that you guys know how to do this. There, you guys saw that I was having a little bit of a problem with this one, but all is fine. Now I'm going to extrude this one for a second, because I made all of that on one object, on one model. Vertices, select everything, and I'm going to drag it to the point. Grab Y, there we go. And I don't want you to be there, I want you to be there. Just make sure that you're in the right location. Okay, and with this one I'm going to do exactly the same. Vertices, and that one is actually one dot too high as well. So there we go. and you are going to be here. So that's going to be sidewalk HP, and this one, I think I can delete this one. Yes, this one is going to be sidewalk corner HP. Now I'm going to really fast clear out a map where I'm going to fill this all in. I made a map on my desktop, but it's kind of messy, so I need to clean that out just for a second. If I can actually find the right map. Yes, found it. Okay, so deleting everything instead of copying everything like an idiot. Delete. There we go. And now I'm going to start sharing my second screen with you guys. So give me a second. Where is it? Here. Okay, so you guys see my second screen. You guys see that in the background I have my Unity open. And the next thing that we're going to do is, let's undo that for a second. We're going to open xnormals. I'm going to put it on my second screen for a second. There we go. So xnormals is on my second screen. What we're going to do is we're going to take this one, just the biggest ones, and we're going to go to File, Export. In this case, I'm going to do OBJ, and I'm going to call this one Street 4x4. Selected only, right materials, tapped off, and export. This was my other street, so I'm going to drag that here. I'm going to do Shift D, drag this one down, and drag it up. Now I'm going to have a look. Does everything look fine? Seems like I have a line here that doesn't look fine, but I don't care. I'm going to select all three, very important, all three, and I'm going to do File, Export, OBJ, and I'm going to call this one Street HP. Export. Now I'm going to do a little time lapse where I'm going to do the exact same thing for the other objects. I'm going to take this one and put it somewhere else. There we go. So let's show you guys. We got our 6 models. Of course, we made more models, but we got the 6 that we need right now. So the next thing that we're going to do is, first of all, I'm going to remove all these meshes. There we go, and we're going to decide which ones we're going to do first. Now I'm going to start with the street, so street 4x4 I'm going to put in the low poly one, and if I remember correctly, my normal street, well, I could actually update the model a tiny little bit, so I'm gonna select all of this. Not those. All of these, and I'm going to do merge at last. Bam. Not these. Merge at last. And these three are going to be merged at this one. And these three are going to be merged with that one. And this I need to do U, unwrap, and you can see there's my street again. Now I'm going to file, export, because my object wasn't fine. I'm going to export it to that. Don't worry, it's still there. And I'm going to put this one on already in the right map in my game. Really? Modular, streets, and there we go. And I'm going to call this one street. Just street. Save. Because basically it's still just a normal street that I'm making here. I'm doing nothing special at the moment. And I can do this. The normal mapping, you can see nothing is happening. And an error. Okay. Yeah, everything is where it's supposed to be. Street 4x4 and street HP. Now let's have a look at what's going wrong. I think I know what is going wrong. I think I needed to put this one here. Oh no, I know what's going wrong. I just saved that one while it was up there. It should be here. So export obj street 4x4 export. I'm gonna put it back where it belongs, here, and now I should actually be seeing stuff happening. Yes? No? Still nothing? Oh, here it is. So there's the stuff that's happening. And in our occlusion map, there's nothing happening. Releasing data. Okay, so it must be a little bit too small for something to be visible there. That's not a big deal. So now we go into Unity. As you see, we got our three thingies of streets. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open streets 4x4. I'm going to drag it in, and there we have it. This is going to be our street. Now I'm going to create a material, street. I'm going to drag it on top of there, and I'm going to do my normals, my height, and my occlusion map. Of course, because there's barely anything visible, there's no real point in showing you guys this. I'm just hoping that for the other ones it will be visible. So let's have a look, shall we? Where is it? Here. I'm going to remove this one. I'm going to remove this one from my list. Remove mesh. Now our X normals. And let's take the corner one. Yeah. Sidewall corner, bake options, and this is going to be sidewalk corner. Generate maps. Okay, so these are visible. That's good. That's not so good, but I don't care. And our occlusion map. Now the occlusion map is going to be very important because we're going to use the occlusion map to make our other maps. I will show you guys what I mean. Our texture map, I mean. So obj sidewalk corner, let's drag it in. This is our sidewalk, the corner at least. Let's put it on the corner and let's call it, let's give it a material, sidewalk corner. Let's apply the material to the right thing. And if we now go and get our normal map in, you still won't see anything. Our height map and our occlusion map. There we go. Now you won't see anything because the lighting is in that strange of, oh, you will see something. Okay, the light was in a strange position, but as you can see, we got ourselves a sidewalk. Now here's where the magic happens. If we now do this, let's where's my sidewalk corner? No, it's not the sidewalk. I need to do the other ones first. Okay, let's do that real fast. Time lapse time. Okay, so I'm going to add a little material sidewalk. You can see how fast things are starting to get messy. Street sidewalk. Okay, sidewalk height, sidewalk normals. Whenever it's blue, it's normals. And you can see there's a clear line there. And now sidewalk occlusion. Now, as you guys can see, this is our sidewalk. You can see the two pieces, they fit up nicely. Of course, this one looks kinda a little bit better for now, but many things can still change to this, and we still need to texture it as well. So we got our street, we got our sidewalks, and now if we import, let's say I'm going to import this one, which is the sidewalk 2x2, export obj, where's my sidewalk? Here, my 2x3, export, and we import it. Where is it? Over here, sidewalk 2x3, see, sidewalk 2, sidewalk 3. If we put this one in here, and we put it anywhere we want, except at the corner, of course. Let's say we put it here and we add texture, you can see that it's all looking nice. You don't really see any difference between the two. So yeah, that's basically what we did in this video. We made ourselves a sidewalk, we made ourselves a street. Our sidewalk does look pretty big, but then again, Shift D, our street is going to be this big, there's lines going to be here, and we can always put the buildings a little bit closer on the sidewalk if we really want to. I also have this little character that I can use if I can only remember, not forget to apply my colliders to everything. It's really annoying if you forget the colliders because you just drop through everything. So standard, where is it? Characters, third person, and I got a prefab, third person, there we go. Let's put him there. And he fell down through the ground. Let's put him a little bit above the ground. He's still falling through it. What did I forget to do? Sidewalk, yes, yes, yes. Oh, I forgot to put a collider on the street. And I'm going to apply my camera to this character, so main camera to the character. Gonna drag it in, put it a little bit higher. There we go. So you can see we got ourselves a sidewalk. Now the sidewalk does look a little bit big compared to the streets, but that's not a big deal because we can always scale it down by a lot if we really want to. And the only thing that we need to scale is the height. I do think that this is a right height for a sidewalk. Gives you a big impression of being elevated. But yeah, this is basically how you make modular map pieces. In the next video, I'm probably going to texture these, and after that, after the texturing, well, there's nothing much more that I can do on modular map pieces, except make a little time lapse of making a tiny little map with the streets and stuff like that. And yeah, no, that's something that I can show in the next video. I can show you guys how to add more detail, well, more details, more lines and stuff to your little object right here, to your street, for example, because that scared the hell out of me. Uh, a little update on the sidewalk, on the streets with textures. That's going to be in the next video, and maybe if we still have time, because I'm now definitely over time. I'm recording for 50 minutes right now. The next video, textures and making like crossroad prefabs and stuff like that. So our character can walk over the crossroads. Also, the sidewalk is wide enough for me. It's just a little bit high, which I don't mind. But let's scale it down. Sidewalk corner scale 0.75. No, not there. I need to put it, do it here. I need to do it here. Scale on the X, wet screen, hello, wet screen, probably Y. So 0.75 or maybe 0.5, let's have a look. Yeah, 0.5 looks a lot better. So you can easily scale them down in the height. Oh, I thought that it would go and fall through it. But yeah, there you have it. That's how you do it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to save this. Whoops. I'm going to save this scene as street scene. Well, I'm gonna call it not city, city. Basically, for the game that I'm creating, your character, he walks around in the city. He has his own apartment, which he can change. He can buy a house. He can mine Bitcoin and Ether and whatever he wants to mine. With a weekly update, by the way. I'm going to see if I can do a weekly or a monthly update where the amount that he earns for specific coins will be changed as well, and this will be a temporary thing. Of course, it's not going to be like I'm going to do that every month for years to come, but every now and then it would be updated. And he's a stealth kind of character, so he needs to do missions, solve puzzles like sneaky stuff, and discover an entire story. He can also play online with other people. He can play in groups and stuff like that. So the game will be a lot of fun, I guess. I'll see you all in the next video. Oh yeah, give me thumbs up if you like this one. Bye everyone.